Hello and welcome to this video series where I'm going to make at the very least 15 different parts of me going through different ways you can make a form in React. The way I've done forms in React has changed after I keep learning new things, and I thought I'd just share that little journey through these videos. So we'll start off with some basic ways you can make forms regardless of React or not, and then slowly we'll build into the ways I make forms in React in my current projects. So I'm going to call this part 0, and all we're going to do is create a base form, which we're going to use over and over again. So right now we're just going to make the form, style it, and then in the next part we'll actually start using it to get some data. So let's create a components folder, components, and let's create base form, baseform.tsx. And I'm going to do everything in TypeScript because why not? So base form, and so we're going to go ahead, we're going to create a form. So let's do a form with a class of form. We won't be using an action. And let's just start building it out. So I'm going to create a couple of form groups. We'll have 5 inputs. Each will have a form label. First will be email, input, form input. Everybody gets an ID and a name. We won't be using the ID and the name in every video, but some videos will use the ID, some videos will use the name. So I'll cover all the cases now. And I'm just going to copy this 2 more times. So email is our first form, and then we have username, text, capital U. Then we have password. And then we will have a select element. So I wanted to use all different kinds of inputs, but I didn't want it to be too much, so I just picked a couple of elements that I think are commonly used. So it's going to be for color, favorite color. Let's have a select element, the class of form select. ID is color, name is color. We'll have 3 options: red, green, and blue. And let's use a default value of red. And last but not least, we'll use a text area for a bio. It's like a profile. Bio, and then last name of form text area. And we'll need a submit button. So button, class button, type is submit. That should be our form. Let's go ahead and bring it into our app. Base. Okay, and let's go ahead and add a bunch of styles now. Let's give this main class also a style. Class name of main, and let's go ahead and do our index.js, and let's just do a bunch of styles real quick. So let's do a quick little CSS reset. I'm going to go ahead and just copy and paste this. We're going to reset all the margins, and we're going to make it border box, and we're going to give all of our inputs and buttons a font inherit. Let's go ahead and start our app. Let's add some classes to the body. Let's make it nicer to look at, so we'll give it a dark mode and a nicer font. Okay, let's style our main. So we'll do this is a class actually. Min height of 100 screen, display grid, place item center. So we'll put our form in the middle. All right, let's go ahead and zoom that out. And let's go to our form title, which we've not put actually. Let's go put that back in here. H2, put a form title, base form. So form title will get a text align center, a letter spacing of -0.025 EMs, font size of 2 rem, width of 375 pixels, and margin bottom of 1 rem. Then we'll do the form itself. Background color RGBA 255 0.05. Border of 1px solid D3D3. Border radius 0.5 rem. Width also 375 pixels, just to keep everything consistent. Margin of 0 auto. And padding of 1 rem. Display flex, flex direction column, and gap of 0.5. Okay, let me reopen the CSS file real quick. Okay. So now our form groups, which has our label and our inputs. Also display flex, also flex direction column. With a smaller gap. Okay. Form labels. Give it a font weight 100. It's also applied to our button. The form input, the form select, the form text area, and the button will all get these styles. Padding of 0.5 rem, border radius of 0.25 rem, outline color of 3B82F6, nice blue, and then a border of 1px solid D3. Okay, the form select, background color of white. The form text area to a min height 100 pixels and a resize of none. And then last but not least, we have the buttons. Button, background color is that nice blue, border none, color white, transition all 0.2 seconds, font, where is that? Okay. And then button hover, background color of a little darker blue for EB8, and a cursor of pointer. And then we have an error which we're not using right now, but it'll be a nice little yellow color. I think red is a bit harsh. Okay. So that's our base form, and we're going to use this form for the next 10 or so episodes before we change it up. And yeah, let's get into the next part.